Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Mike O podcast, where we talk everything basketball. And we're going to get right into it with the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets game. And I had to wipe my eyes real quick because I was trying to figure out if I was seeing Anthony Edwards or Michael Jordan reincarnated in this game. This game definitely reminded me of Michael Jordan back in 1986 against the Boston Celtics, hitting Larry Bird with the tween, and then pulled up with that mid-range jump shot. Like, Anthony Edwards was basically on the same type of timing, with everybody on that Denver Nuggets team could not guard him at all. And Michael Jordan was facing that Boston Celtics team would later on win the championship. They were 40-1 at home, and he was not scared in the moment. And he came out blazing. First game dropped 49, second game dropped 63, man. He was definitely on one, and Anthony Edwards was definitely on one tonight. I think last series, Anthony Edwards said he's trying to kill everything he sees in sight. And you could definitely see it tonight because he was trying to kill everything he saw in sight, especially KCP on that last game-clinching fadeaway jump shot. Anthony Edwards set the tone at the very beginning of the game, scoring 25 points at the half. And he was just not missing. He was very aggressive from the beginning of the game, and that's exactly the type of aggression you need when playing the Denver Nuggets, because they are very disciplined and they will not make mistakes. So Anthony Edwards came in firing hot and set the tone for his whole team going forward. Right now, with Anthony Edwards, I'm seeing like that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant killer instinct mentality, demeanor, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he plays. It's just, he knows he is that guy. And if he keeps playing at this pace, man, the Nuggets are in big trouble. Now, while we're on the subject of bigs, let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves big three trifecta of Karl-Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and Naz Reid. The Timberwolves definitely did a great job of giving Jokic a daily dosage of these three bigs on the defensive end. And it definitely stumbled Jokic for a bit. He was shooting 2 for 7 in the first quarter, but then eventually he found their weakness and started hunting Rudy Gobert. Basically, Jokic was treating Rudy Gobert like a little baby right there. Give him a few little boom body bumps, a little elbow here and there, floating. And you could just tell that Rudy Gobert was struggling for his life to try to hold that down, but Jokic is just too big, too heavy, too quick, too skilled, and was just getting whatever he wanted when he wanted on Rudy Gobert. But Rudy Gobert did do a good job defensively on everybody else, just not Jokic. What can you do? That's the reigning MVP. After Jokic started finding his groove offensively, the whole Nuggets team found their groove offensively, and they were just starting to hit crazy shots. They were starting to hit their threes. Reggie Jackson, aka Bobby Schmurder, was definitely starting to hoop, hitting his three-point shot, crazy step-back three-point shot, and then trailing down, hit Michael Porter Jr. with that alley-oop. Boom. I didn't think Michael Porter Jr. had that in his bag, but now I know. And then third quarter, they had Jamal Murray heating up, hitting that crazy 4-point play, a few layups, and then a few acrobatic layups with a little midi here and there. And I was like, okay, now it's looking like the Nuggets about to run away with this game. But nope, the Timberwolves had an answer. And they had that one ace up their sleeve that I definitely did not think the Denver Nuggets were expecting, which was Naz Reid, who started going crazy in the fourth quarter for them. I've been keeping track of Naz Reid ever since he got drafted, like in 2019. He was definitely a sleeper, and how I know about Naz Reid is basically FanDuel Sports Betting. So I'll always try to look for that low-key, consistent player that would always hit his numbers and just do what's expected, especially when you're already betting on the high top players who everybody knows what they're going to do. Sometimes you just need that little, unknown player who's going to consistently hit his numbers. And Naz Reid was that person for me. So I knew whenever I bet on Naz Reid, I would always put like 12 points, 5 boards, hit every time. And then, of course, on top of it, I respected his game. Like, he was definitely a great big man. And every night, now and then, I'll see him drop like 20 bombs and 25 bombs. But, like, nobody was watching the Timberwolves because they were just not a good team. They were still up and coming. But now, everybody's starting to see what Naz Reid is fully capable of. And what I see is a Lamar Odom type of player. Because he does not move like no big that I've ever seen. Like every time I'm watching him in the game, he has the craziest big first step. He's moving like a point guard. And it's just like, I could tell Jokic is definitely having a problem staying in front of him and even guarding him in the paint, because he's able to slither through, hit these nice acrobatic layups. He can stretch the floor out in the three-point line. So he's becoming a big problem for the Denver Nuggets as the sixth man of the year, which he won for a reason. And I believe Naz Reid will definitely be the X factor of this series if the Timberwolves are to beat the Nuggets. Jokic having a problem guarding him is definitely key to them winning. Karl-Anthony Towns also had a great game, scoring 20 points with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And this is definitely the Karl-Anthony Towns that I like to see when he's very aggressive, attacking the paint, shooting them threes. He was definitely doing it all for Timberwolves tonight. And this is definitely different from the Karl-Anthony Towns we saw last year, who was very scared to shoot and wasn't much of an impact to the game. So we're definitely seeing big improvement from Karl-Anthony Towns, and I'm happy to see that. But if I had to pick a team to win this series, I'd have to say Nuggets in 6. And my 2 main reasons for picking Nuggets in 6 is experience and the Timberwolves just not having enough firepower, in my opinion. From what I saw Anthony Edwards doing majority of the heavy lifting in the scoring department. And if Anthony Edwards did not have that type of night, I feel like the Timberwolves would be in a extreme big trouble. Because I felt like they were struggling getting offense from anybody else other than Anthony Edwards at a lot of moments, key moments. So I definitely see, like, going forward. Also, this was a career night for Anthony Edwards, is what you got to keep in mind. So how many career 40-point nights do you think he's going to have in the series against the defending champ? You got to be realistic, especially in the playoff series where they're making adjustments and the whole defense is focusing on you and double teaming you, making you try to get the ball out your hand. At most, he's going to get some maybe 3-point shots, but they're going to be extremely hard contested 3-point shots. So you're now going to need the rest of your teammates to step up to make the game a little easier for you so you can get more opportunities. And I believe the Denver Nuggets will definitely make the right adjustments to restrict Anthony Edwards from doing what he just did tonight. And then it's going to be up to the rest of his teammates to expose the Denver Nuggets defense. Now, the Denver Nuggets also have their own weakness when it comes to their bench, which is extremely horrible. Bruce Brown was basically their whole bench last year, Bruce Brown was dropping like 20-30 bombs on any given night. So honestly, this Nuggets team is worse than the last year's Nuggets team, which shows they got a little bit of vulnerability that the Timberwolves can expose. But even with that vulnerability, I still believe the starting lineup for this Denver Nuggets is so highly powered that honestly all they need is basically 8 to 10 points from their bench, and the starters can basically get the job done with the amount of points that they can score. Because Michael Porter Jr. is also on one, dropping basically like 20-25 points per game, and Aaron Gordon can drop 20-something points on any given night. And then Jokic and Jamal Murray are going to give you probably 30-30 each. That's all you really need to win the game. All they got to do is lock down on defense. But I do believe, from what history has shown, experience will always come through when it comes to tough situations or when the game is going to get close. And I don't see the Denver Nuggets blowing too many of these close situations where I just think the youth of Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns is probably going to show in at a certain point where they got to make a crazy big decision in a quick amount of time, and the experience is just going to fall through. So definitely Denver Nuggets in 6. That's about it for the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, show some love, and tell me who you guys think is going to win this series. Who you guys got?
Artlist.io.
Why you upset like Cinderella teens? You should see the things I fit inside these denim jeans. I can't associate with y'all this shit like ketamine. Been on